Hi, my name is Jesse Durham, and we're back for another installment of our Quotes Series. Now, in this video, I'd like to address some common quotes, okay, for all my biblical scholars out there. You'll appreciate this, but I believe anybody that doesn't really spend much time in the Bible would also appreciate the principle that we'll share here. So, there are a couple of phrases such as blind leaders of the blind is going to be one. I know that there are many voices today, financial gurus, etc. Everybody's writing a book or making a podcast and videos, even on the radio, entertaining us away while marketing and selling and whatever it is they're doing. So I'm not disparaging anything in particular, but what I will say is that there are some very real human problems that Nelson Nash in his book, Becoming Your Own Banker, addressed that apply universally to all of us. Because again, there are the human problems, things such as the golden rule, the arrival syndrome, and I think that we see that one in particular perhaps in some of the entertainers that we have out there that are so dogmatic or so entrenched in a particular line of thinking that there's a closed mind to anything that is contrary or even seems to be contrary. Okay? So, again, for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, Nash would always encourage us to rethink our thinking. And we see blind leaders of the blind in real life because, well, let's face it, everybody's had money in one way or another, and regardless of how we've performed with it, and I've done poorly many times before. I've learned many lessons the hard way. I've probably made every mistake that there could be, both outside in general in the world of personal finance, and then even in practicing the infinite banking concept along the way. I've probably made every mistake that there is, and even it may even be painful for me to discuss or talk about those, but I will use that for my own benefit in the future and for others as well, right? Because it's one thing to learn from our own mistakes, but it's better if we could learn from somebody else's mistakes. So in considering that saying, that phrase of they be blind leaders of the blind, let's make sure that we're not being blind. Let's be diligent about considering the source. That's a quote on a quote. That's one of my favorite quotes from a good friend of mine, entrepreneur, incredible guy, says, consider the source. Okay? Is this person blind leading the blind, or do they really have something going on that interests me, that intrigues me, at least to discover more about it, learn more about it, think independently, open-minded, and I highly encourage that. The arrival syndrome just keeps coming back to my mind. If you've already arrived, well, you're probably not listening to the channel if you've already arrived. Something where you may be able to learn something wouldn't be on your radar. So I encourage everybody that's on here to keep reading, keep studying, keep asking, keep learning. I am constantly reading, constantly trying to have quality conversations. So I hope that this quote has been helpful to you and you've enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure for me to discuss blind leaders of the blind with you. Keep your eyes open. Have a great day.